Whether you happen to be already a subscriber or if you were somebody who searched for something and happened to come across this video, settle in and stay a while. If you are a repeat viewer but you're not a subscriber, I'm asking that you please subscribe. Before in all my videos, I've never really asked people to subscribe, but I looked at my analytics and it's saying that I'm getting a lot of viewers that are not subscribed to me. So if you keep watching my videos and you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. It doesn't hurt you. It doesn't cost anything, and it really helps me out. So enough of that. Let's get on with the weekly wrap-up. The first book I read for this week was Dexter Down Under. As you know, if you are a subscriber to my channel, I really like the Dexter series by Jeff Lindsay. And I guess this was something that he made exclusively with Marvel. So when I kind of heard word of this, I was really excited because I am a Dexter fan. But when I actually finally got my hands on a copy of it, I was sadly disappointed. Even if you're a fan of the Showtime show, there's really not much here that's very similar to the TV show or to the Dexter character from the books. He's really, I don't know, really kind of like doesn't really have any character. And the drawings are okay, but like the character's just so flat. It doesn't really seem like Dexter at all. The story was very rushed, and it really didn't have much substance to it. And this was only like a 5-issue comic series that they compilated into this volume. So I was really disappointed. I mean, yeah, the one police officer character was kind of interesting, but that was about it. The whole like plot was really just bad. I only rated this 2 out of 5 stars. I just really did not enjoy it. If you're a fan of Dexter and you want to read the graphic novel, stay away from it. I just would recommend not even bothering picking it up. After that, I read Avengers World, and it's called Empire. This was another book, like, you know, I know they keep making all these Avengers books, and I think it's because they had the Avengers film, so they think they're going to reach more readers by making as many possible books as they can. And I have to say that this was just so tired, just overused, you know, fighting AIM, and AIM's not even a really good villain to begin with, so it's just kind of ho-hum. I really was kind of kind in giving this a 3 out of 5 star rating. I mean, it's just getting to be tiresome. Like, the stories are just not really getting me excited. And, you know, it is what it is. When it starts to feel like every other story, it's not worth reading. So I rated 3 out of 5 stars. Next up we have Inhumanity. This is a hardcover, and I think it's volume 1. Well, anyways, when I first saw the size of this, I was like, no way am I going to be able to read that fast because of its massive size. I was thinking it was going to take me like a good 2-3 days, maybe 4 even. But, and somebody in one of my classes, I usually talk comics with him, and he was telling me how I should really check out the Inhumans books they got that are currently out. And I told him I have not seen them yet, but I did have this at home waiting to be read, and so here it is. I've read it. If you did not know, but if you're familiar with Miss Marvel and how she got her powers, it's the same deal with the Inhumanity. The Tarragon mist bombs were like, they exploded all over the world, and there's people who have inhuman genes, and they're becoming inhumans when they were exposed to the mist. So it was kind of an okay read, and I do have to say that like half of this massive volume is stuff that I've already read in like prior Avengers books. So that's why I went through it so fast, because I had already read like half of this earlier in different volumes. So it was an okay read. It's not really too exciting. Yeah, it's kind of ho-hum. It is what it is, but if you like Miss Marvel, you might like Inhumanity. And rumor has it that Marvel is going to kind of downplay the X-Men and the whole mutant thing, and the focus is supposed to be on Inhumans. Which I'm kind of disappointed to hear because I absolutely love the X-Men, and I thought the mutants were great, man. I mean, maybe I'll be able to get into Inhumans, but Inhumans are just kind of, I don't know, they're not as fun as X-Men. But yeah, it is what it is, and like I said, I rated this 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. Next up we have Fatale, Book 1. This is written by Ed Brubaker and drawn by Sean Phillips. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I have already read, like, books 2, 3, and I think book 5 is the last one, which I haven't gotten to. I don't know that I will be able to find a copy of book 5, but I know that that is the end of the series. And I've heard from other people that book 5 wasn't that great, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to it. But this is book 1. It is the start of this series. And I kind of have a lot of high expectations for this because I had already read books 2 and 3. So, if you do not know what this is about, it's about this, like, mysterious, like, cult. They're like a Cthulhu-type cult. And it's a very noir horror type. And this lady, she's a fatale. It's like a Greek myth, like a siren, per se. But it's kind of weird because, like, I didn't know until reading this book that she was a person before, but she was resurrected by this Cthulhu, like, cult. So who knows what the bigger picture is. I'm going to read volume 4 after this, so that way I can kind of, you know, figure out a little more about the story, and hopefully it'll all make sense after that one. But, you know, I did enjoy this. It wasn't as good as books 2 and 3. I just thought it was an okay start to this series. I only rated it 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. But it is worth checking out if you're like into noir and horror and all that. So yeah. Next up, we have Fatale Book 3. This goes into a little more background of other Fatales, and I thought it was kind of interesting because it makes it a little bit clearer exactly what's going on. That every once in a while, some woman is chosen to be the Fatale, and then, like, I guess it's like an ultimate sacrifice to this Cthulhu-like thing. So that's why they can't die except for by the sacrifice to this thing. This monster has to, like, eat them or something like that. So it was kind of interesting to 3 or 4 different generations in one book to kind of see their stories. And of course the artwork is phenomenal. It's by Sean Phillips. But I really enjoyed this one. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. It's kind of noirish, you know. Good horror, you know. Horror mystery. Sometime I'll have to get around to reading book 5. Don't know if I'll be able to find a copy of it, but I'll have to see around. There's that one. And then after that, I picked up American Born Chinese. And the only reason I wanted to read this is because I saw a number of people have already read this. And I wanted to see what the big deal was. Basically, it's another one of those diverse type graphic novels that, you know, shows what it's like to be someone who's of Chinese ethnicity. There's some parts, he starts by telling a legend of this monkey king, and I guess, like, the moral of the story is just to be yourself or whatever. But then there's kind of like a satirical scene with this character named Chinky, and it's kind of like, you know, playing out all the, you know, the stupid things that racists believe about Chinese people. And he's kind of like this guy, he's trying to be like totally American and deny his culture that he is Chinese, and he's trying to be like someone he's not. And it was kind of interesting, but I didn't think it was that great of a story, so I only rated this 3 out of 5 stars. I mean, it's good if you want to learn a little bit about Chinese culture. But yeah, I mean, it was okay. Okay, now this is going to be my last book for this weekly wrap-up, and we've got FF Volume 2, and I can't remember the name. It has a secondary title, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. Of course, FF used to be the Fantastic Four, but now it is the Future Foundation, because they just have so many team members now that there's more than four, so... And I guess it's like a whole school for Reed Richards and everything, and Dr. Doom's a part of it, so that's why he's on the cover. Well, anyways, this has to do, of course, with the multiverse and trying to save the multiverse, and the other Reed Richards from the other dimensions are like they think they're trying to save the multiverse, and this universe's Reed Richards and his father Nathaniel Richards, with the help of Dr. Doom, are trying to stop them because they're destroying other worlds or something like that. So yeah, and this involves the Inhumans, of course, and it was kind of an interesting story, but it was kind of hard to keep track of all the events. So it was kind of like, you know, like, really, what's going on, you know, and I thought it was good, and I know a lot of people, like, for some reason on Goodreads, a lot of people rated this 2 out of 5 stars, but I didn't think it was that bad, so I rated it 3 out of 5 stars. It was okay. I mean, it could have been better, but, you know, it is what it is. So that is my last book for this weekly wrap-up. I always ask, and hopefully someday somebody's going to respond. I just don't know if people just aren't watching this far into the video, but... Questions, comments, if you've read any of these, let me know what you thought of them, or if you plan on reading any of them, let me know down below. But yeah, that's it. See ya.